What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, NVIDIA, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down what's happening to the market going into tomorrow, but let me first say that I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice, and also if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks. Anyways, the offer also ends in 3 days, by the way. But anyways, looking at the market, we can see SPY has this nice accumulation that is developed, and we're trying to break this all-time high. We actually got a little break of it today before coming back down. So far, the chart is bullish. This kind of resembles a cup and handle-like structure, and it could go higher, at least going into next week from a technical standpoint. But I just want to talk about tomorrow. Why is tomorrow such a big day? So we don't have trading tomorrow. The stock market here in the US is going to be closed for Good Friday, which is going to be tomorrow. March 29th. So for Good Friday, as the market's going to be closed, we're not going to be worrying too much about the charts specifically changing, but we do have some important data coming out that could affect the market going into next week. By next week, I mean Monday, April 1st. That's going to be when we see some big changes. The market continued to hold up very well to end this quarter, so it was a very strong quarter, but things could shift going into next week. So what's happening with tomorrow? Tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the PCE data report coming out. We're going to be looking at what's said about the data, how this affects us, and how this could end up showing shifts in the current inflationary reports. So this is going to be very, very important. Let me just note that right here, when CPI came out, we saw a bit of a decline from core CPI, but then for all items CPI, we actually saw a little increase. So that's what this is kind of showing us. For tomorrow, when all the data comes out, we're expecting PCE to be between 2.5 and 2.4%. Now, remember, when CPI came out, it was a little hot, so there's a risk of this being a little bit hot as well. And on top of this, do not forget that for core PCE, right over here, coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're expecting this to be around 2.8 to 2.7%, so the same as what we got from before. So there's a very good chance that core PCE is going to be aligned with expectations, if not lower than expectations, because that's what happened with CPI. But for PCE, for all items, year over year, this might be a little hot. So just be a little bit careful. This could affect the market going into Monday. And then after all this, inflationary data comes out in the morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then at 11:30 a.m., we have Jerome Powell, the big guy, Jerome Powell, giving a speech. He's going to be at a very, very important discussion, talking a lot about monetary policy and what the Fed is going to plan on doing moving forward. So it's going to be very important. We'll see what this causes for us moving forward, and we'll see what else ends up happening as time goes on. So that's going to be very important. We could see some volatility, but let me just note that tomorrow specifically, we're not going to see much happening. We could see a big reaction on Monday, April 1st, and the market does have potential to continue going higher or even gap up if Jerome Powell causes the market to launch. So far, when the guy has spoken, the market has launched up, so just be very, very careful. So now I just want to talk about the charts and just kind of end this video as quickly as I can because the long weekend is coming. And additionally, I just want to note that there's not a whole lot that's coming out for tomorrow on charts because the market is once again going to be closed. So let me say right here, we have a nice uptrend on SPY. This could develop into like a cup and handle like structure and lead to more upside if Jerome Powell causes a pump. PCE and Jerome Powell are going to be the big factors, but there's no trading for tomorrow. So we're going to be watching to see if there are big changes that happen by Monday. If that ends up being the case, we're going to be looking for a push towards 525 plus. If we break that, a new all-time high is coming, and we could go all the way up to 526. If we get a rug pull thanks to Powell or the PCE data, expect 521. I'm open to anything. I do see a potential cup and handle. And I do want to note that right now, technicals on SPY are bullish, so the odds do favor the market holding up quite well for the time being. How about for Tesla? How is Tesla looking, in my opinion? From a technical standpoint, it looks a little bit bearish. It's actually continuing to sink. We're going to be looking at support at 175. If we lose that, a bigger drop could come all the way down to the gap fill at 174. Now, let me note that Tesla is not just going to be impacted by Powell and PCE. They may cause it to move a little bit, maybe drop a little bit, or whatever. It could also be because of news over the weekend. But what's going to affect Tesla more is not going to be that, but also their deliveries numbers coming out for Tuesday. So on Monday, it's April 1st. By Tuesday, the data should be out, and we're going to be looking for a big move. That's the Q1 deliveries report I'm talking about coming out for Tuesday, so that's going to cause a very big move. If Tesla turns bullish, we could see a massive run by Tuesday. If not, we could get a rug pull all the way down to 166 or below that. So we'll just have to see how it goes. For the QQQ, excuse me, the QQQ is looking kind of decent right now. One could argue we have kind of like an inverse head and shoulders like structure. Others could argue that this is just a trap and we're going to continue to sink. Honestly, guys, what happened today is the QQQ was just trading sideways, back and forth, up and down for pretty much the entire day. Very, very boring. If we turn bullish on the QQQ after Jerome Powell's speech and after all the data comes out, watch for 446 plus. If we're bearish, we could be sinking to 442. So I just want to be open-minded nonetheless and just see what ends up happening. But please be very, very careful, be very, very mindful of how things are moving, and just know that there's something very, very big that should be brewing by Monday. The market's going to be closed tomorrow, so this is completely indecisive. We'll see what happens by Monday, so we have a little holiday ahead of us. For Apple, the chart looks bearish as we're continuing to make lower highs and lower lows for the past day and a half. And I just want to note that we have 170.9 as support, followed by 170, and we have resistance at 172.5. As of right now, Apple's kind of stuck within this range, so we'll have to see how this ends up moving. And I think the best thing to do is just to be as patient as possible. Now, with this being stuck within this range, I think that, excuse me, Apple could go either way, but it all depends on what happens with the inflationary data, any news that comes out, and Jerome Powell's speech. If he causes us to launch, we could go back up to 172.5 or so, even up to the 200 EMA around 173. If not, it is what it is, guys, but that's what I'm seeing on the chart so far. NVIDIA is also kind of boring. If you guys look at the chart, it's just completely flat, very, very indecisive. All this chart is waiting for is a big reaction. So if we turn bullish, want to see a break of 908 after Jerome Powell's speech. We have this big imbalance to fill, and we could go all the way back up to at least 925 if we do get a bounce. If we turn bearish, you want to see this thing lose 892. If we lose this, we could be going down to 885 and then all the way down to the lower levels like the 870s. So I'm open-minded. I'm going to remain very, very unbiased in this analysis and just tell you that anything can happen for the time being. I'm going to go over just a couple more since it's the weekend. And, I know that a lot of people want to just get going with their weekend. So I'm going to try to be kind of quick with just a few more, maybe make this video 1 or 2 minutes longer. But Super Micro is also indecisive. If we turn back down, we're going to be looking for a test of the support around the 980 area. And if we're bullish, you want to see it break past 1,020. If it breaks that, we could be looking for a move back up to at least 1,050. So that's going to be very, very important. For SoFi, we're kind of stuck and we're kind of range bound as of right now. Watch 7.5 as resistance and around 7.25 as our support. We've been stuck back and forth price action for many, many of these weeks. So it's not really doing a whole lot. I'd rather just be patient with this. For Coinbase has a wedge forming, so it's completely indecisive. By Monday, a big move is going to come either to the upside or the downside. If we break past our 50 EMA, watch for 272. If we break below the 20 EMA, we're going to be sinking all the way down towards 260, even below that. So just be patient. For Amazon, we're actually sinking a bit. Watch for 179.6 as support. If we lose this, a bigger drop is coming all the way down to 178. And if we bounce off this, we could try to bounce, make our way back up to 180. So we just have to be a little bit patient for now. For Meta's on a bit of a downtrend right now, looking kind of bearish, continuing to fall. I just want to note that as this thing is falling for the time being, we have to watch and see how it reacts to this resistance right here around this 488 area. If we do break through this, we could be looking for a move to about 494. And if we end up losing support, we could be coming down to this next support down here around 480. So we're just stuck right now, not really doing a whole lot. It's very indecisive. We're on a downtrend on Meta, so the chart is looking bearish. There is a risk of us falling to about 480 flat. So I'm going to be very patient with this one and just give it the time it needs, especially as we approach, tomorrow and the later days. So as a final reminder, no day trading tomorrow here in the US. The market's going to be closed for Good Friday. But we do have the PCE data coming out in the morning, not to mention Jerome Powell, the big guy, giving a speech. So we'll see what all of this causes. Until then, guys, enjoy the weekend for what it has to offer. There's no trading tomorrow. We should see some big reactions, even to Jerome Powell's speech by Monday. So be patient, do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys very, very soon on the next video. All right? Have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys very soon tomorrow morning. Thank you, and peace out.